Hi, I'm Laura Pallatin. I'm host of the podcast Innate Spirituality, Remembering Who We Really Are, and I'm a spiritual guide and teacher. I'd like to tell you about how I came to start sharing my own channeled messages from Spirit with you. I'd like to give you background and explain why I'm making these messages so far every day. I don't know if it'll continue that way. So my partner passed away on February 1st, 2024, just 3 months ago, and it was the hardest thing I've ever been through. Fortunately for me, the very first night after he passed, he came to me in a vision, and I have felt his presence in one way or another every single day. One night I was, just really, really upset and crying, and I asked Spirit, how am I going to get through this? And the next morning when I woke up, I had words playing in my head, sort of like a song that gets stuck there. And the words were so powerful for me that I made a poster and stuck it on my wall. They are survive, trust, and work. Survive, anybody that's been through it knows. It's just, it's hard to stay on the planet when the love of your life isn't here anymore. Trust the connection, trust my connection with Jim, and my connection with Spirit, and that my work matters, and that reaching out to you and helping you remember who you really are and grow your connection to Spirit, that's important. And finally, work. And the work for me is connecting with you, is writing books, doing workshops, giving readings, helping people connect directly with Spirit on a very personal level. So this was super helpful for me. I put it up on my wall, and that's where it stays, and that's why there's still tape on it right now. The next morning I woke up, and once again, I could hear words playing in my mind. So I wrote them down because they were just words, and it wasn't a message so much as it was words. And I don't know if that makes sense, but the words came through staccato. And they still do, which is very interesting because it's not till I write it out and reread it a couple of times that it makes sense. Okay, so the next message I wrote down was, put away the fear, trust the love. And the writer in me is like, well, you don't need the words the in there. That's unnecessary. But when you say put away the fear, that's a specific fear, right? We're naming that fear, the fear that Jim is really gone. The fear that my connection to Spirit is my imagination, and trust the love. In that context, the love to me means the greater love, right? Spirit, all of us connected through this web of interconnection, that's the love. And so this message is really powerful, and this is the first one I shared. Another one that was really important to me is this, because it's really hard for me to live in this world without Jim. Focus on connection rather than the separation. When we focus on our connection to Spirit, instead of all of the distractions in this world, for me, this is very powerful, focusing on that connection. And then my guidance was, I was given this message and I could see it across a blue, puffy cloud sky. So I wrote this one out, and then I put it on this background, and that's when I started sharing them for real. The spiritual path is not just the way of the seeker. It is the way of all people. And as I said, I get these messages words at a time. And so it took me a couple readings to understand this one, because I do feel like I am speaking to a very specific group. I'm not speaking to all people, because there's 8.1 billion people on this planet. And many of them are on spiritual paths that they have chosen for themselves. So I don't feel I speak to every person. But upon further meditation, I came to understand that no matter how we seek, we are all seeking connection to Spirit, even if we don't realize it, right? You could be seeking connection through creating art, through building a beautiful family, toward having friends. We're all seeking that connection. All people are. It's just some of us are doing it through the spiritual realm, and other people are doing it through say running. So we're all seeking, we're all getting to the same place, but we're taking many different paths. So every morning I wake up and there's words playing in my head and I think, well, that doesn't make any sense. How is that going to be helpful? So I write them out, and as I'm working with them, typing them up, adding them to a poster or something like this to share, I come to understand the wisdom and the beauty of each message. And I'm very much enjoying sharing them with you. So check out my shorts or TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, because I'm sharing them everywhere. And I keep them under a minute, which is pretty hard. Let me know what you think, and let me know if they're helpful. Thanks.